Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Coding with Estefania. In this video, we're gonna practice your coding skills by solving the repeat a string challenge using JavaScript. You can find this challenge on freeCodeCamp's curriculum. Please know that there are many different ways to solve the same problem using code, so this is just one alternative and you're welcome to share yours in the comments. So let's begin. Here we have the challenge. Repeat a string, repeat a string. Repeat a given string called str, that would be our first argument if we have the JavaScript function, for the specific number of times that we get as the second argument. We have to return an empty string if the number is not a positive number, because how are we going to repeat a string -5 times, right? If that is the case, then we are just validating the input and returning an empty string because it doesn't make sense. And for the purpose of this challenge, please do not use the built-in repeat method. The point of solving these challenges is to get you thinking and solving problems. We will do exactly that using loops. Here we are in Visual Studio Code, and we're going to start by defining our function. We're going to call the function repeat string num times. Right? And the problem description tells us that we will have two parameters, a string and a number. The string that we're going to repeat and how many times we're going to repeat it. Awesome. Let's have an example here from the test cases provided by freeCodeCamp. We're going to repeat the string a particular number of times. What string are we going to repeat? The asterisk. And how many times are we going to repeat it? 3 times. So we have to implement that functionality, but you have that idea. Our output would be a string with 3 asterisks in this test case. So first of all, since we cannot use the method, we are going to have to create our string like using more rudimentary techniques or more basic techniques with our JavaScript code. One alternative is to create a new string and just add characters to the new string. That is exactly what we're going to do. We define a new variable called newString, and initially we assign an empty string to that variable because we want to take the current value of the variable and just append or add characters to the string. If the string was not empty here, then we would have like an initial space, and that would not be correct. And if we didn't assign any values to the variable, then JavaScript would not know that this should be a string initially. So that is why we need the empty string there at the very beginning. And then we also need to check a specific condition. The problem description tells us that if the number here is a negative number, or if it's 0, then we should return an empty string, right? For that, we just need to check if the number is less than or equal to 0. If that is the case, then we just return the empty string. A small note here is that you can use either double quotes or single quotes. That is equivalent, okay? It really depends on your personal style. Great, so after we have that condition, now it's time to actually repeat the string and create the new string. We will do that with a for loop. With the for loop, we will need to repeat the given string here a specific number of times. So that is very, very similar to repeating the same process a specific number of times, right? So we will iterate that particular number of times. If we want to repeat the string 5 times, we will have 5 iterations of this loop. That is exactly what we get right here. Initially, the value of I will be 0, and it will stop when the value of I becomes equal to the number. So if the value of number is 5, we will have 5 repetitions. And we're incrementing it by 1 for each iteration. Great, and what are we going to do for each iteration? Well, we want to add or append the characters of the string to our new string. So the first iteration will add the string to the new string. Initially it is empty, remember, so after the first iteration we will have the string over here. But then on the second iteration, if the number is greater than 1, we will have that same string repeated again. And we will be updating the new string. Awesome, right? And then once we have that, we just need to return the new string. And that will complete the implementation of our function. Because now we can run our code and we can see the output. Let's run our code like this. And here we can see the output, the value returned by the function over here for this test case. We wanted to repeat the asterisk 3 times. And we got exactly that. We got a string with 3 asterisks. That's really awesome, right? Let me get the test cases over here and copy and paste them. You can get them as well from the code that I linked in the description. Here you can also see them all at once in case you would like to write them manually. Here, if we save the file, always remember to save your file because otherwise you will not see any changes in the output. You can save your file with Ctrl S or Command S on macOS. And here, if we run our code, we see the following output. We see the asterisk 3 times, that is correct. ABC 3 times, that is correct. We have ABC, ABC, ABC. We also see ABC 4 times, that is correct. ABC once, yes, that is correct. So it is handling the number 1 correctly. Here we can also see 8 asterisks, that is correct. And what happens if the value of the number is negative or 0? Well, we get empty strings in both cases. So that is also correct, and we're handling all the potential corner cases correctly as well. A corner case is just a special case that you should confirm or handle appropriately. That is not the common case. Like for example, 0 is just a specific case that you should also handle. And they tend to be tricky, but in this case, the code is handling them well. Great! So I hope you liked this coding challenge. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I will see you in the next video. Happy coding and have a great day.